on Facebook.
All right, hashtag Why We Race. That's a new one this year. I saw it on the T-shirts. Check that out, and we'll learn something about you, and we'll put it on our social media and try to make these memories last until the next swipe up or down, at least. That's how it works these days. It's not a yearbook that you're going to hang on to forever. The world moves quickly now.
Swipe right.
Swipe right. Okay. Thanks, Jason, Todd, Wheels. We'll see you when the day's over.
Peace.
All right, and we got to drop the hammer. It's going to sound good right here.
Well, we are off and rolling now with the Bell Helmet Hole Shot Award for our Junior 25 Plus class as we near the completion of 2017 Race 27, Race 28, and then WMX Moto number 2 going to be coming out after that. Paul Parabino's Husqvarna rider number 15 from Wildomar, California, grabbing the hole shot in this one. And honestly, he's had some pretty good starts this week. We'll take a look here for the 15 machine. I know he had one class, and I was thinking it was this class that he got a great start, got the whole shot, and then of course had a little bit of a get off and fell back and was only able to work his way back to 16th. So he's not in the running for the championship, but of course Mike Brown, the number 30 Husqvarna rider, that Rockstar Energy riding on his way to his own bit of history here. As I understand, these are his waning days of his motorcycle racing career, and of course capping it all off here at Loretta Lynn's as we roll into this third and final moto with a 1-1. The 45 of Luke Bollinger, a 5-2, sets him in second, tied with the 13 of Miguel Cordovez with a 3 and a 4. And last year's 25 plus champion, the number 1 Michael Stryker, has a 9-3 heading into this third and final moto. Points are a little bit spread out, but with a little luck, a lot of things can happen out here. And as we check in with that number 1 spot, it continues to be very heated, especially back what looks to be the number 2 position, as now the 52 machine has taken over the lead. And that's Tyler Levesey. Tyler Levesey coming into this one with a 20 and 16. And back at the number 2 spot, the number 1 of Michael Stryker, your defending champion in this class. Stryker again, a 9 and 3 coming into this one. He sits about 4th place in points, and you look at the big picture, it's about a 10-point deficit. But like I said, with a little bit of luck, a lot of things can happen here at the Dude Ranch. And we've seen both good and bad luck fall to different folks so far here for this 36th running. Up front, Levesey continues to master.
I got my headset tangled up like Nate Thrasher had his bike in that hay bale here. I can't get it out. Mike Brown finally didn't get a start.
He's back in 3rd right now.
Yeah.
He was. Let's see, he's working on 2nd. Well, he's up to 2nd now. He's working on trying to track down Levesey now for this number 1 position as we roll into the Honda Storyland.
Oh, man, we need the Jaws music right now. Once Mike Brown gets a hold of you, does not let go. Michael Stryker, that was my favorite class to watch last year. That title that he won, it was amazing in the 25-plus class. We had all these big names, Michael Byrne, Robbie Raynard, Austin Stroop, and Michael Stryker, the working man. I believe he works for the New York Department of Transportation. Came out and won it. We had some mud last year. New Yorker was great in his mud moto and was pretty darn good in the dry ones. Put it all together. That's why he's running that big number 1 plate. Mike Brown, though, on the number 30, would like to have it for next year, and he's coming after these guys. Tyler Livesey on the number 52 in the lead. Here comes Brown down to the inside. It's nothing to him. This guy's ridden ISDE, Baja, last couple seasons, factory enduro cross, man, and he uses all those skills in the rough terrain to go right through and take the lead from Tyler Livesey. So Mike Brown finally had to work for it a little bit. Every kid I talked to on the podium this week said, I don't want to get bad starts. If they came from behind and they won, they weren't happy. They were mad they didn't get the whole shot. Brownie actually said he would like to maybe have a moto where he doesn't get the start and have to work for it a little bit and see how he can do. You know, man, handling that 450 out of those ruts. Stryker is under attack. They're trying to strike him. Luke Vonliger and Robbie Horton right there. Nathan Ramsey had a good start, 6th. Wilfredo Guzman 7th. Miguel Cordova is next. Shane Durham. Jonathan 6th. That is your top 10.
Well, looks like Mike Brown's looking for the 3 aces in this one. Another overall win for him as well. I think we saw him take a win yesterday, if memory serves me correct. Luke Bondlinger, I guess that is, a 5.24 right now. It's looking at second overall. Michael Stryker, a 9.33 as we watch the battles unfold now behind them as we check in with the racing that is going on. Bondlinger, a 2:05.065, only 0.8 of a second behind Stryker. And then Robbie Horton, the number 38, only 0.3 of a second behind that, but almost about 1.2 seconds faster, actually, than the riders ahead of them. So we should have and do have a great battle going on now for that third place position, it looks like.
Well, they have struck on Stryker, but that's not the 45 of Bondlinger. That is Robbie Horton. He has gone through both. Robbie Horton, one of the most aggressive riders out there. I think he did a lot of arena cross riding back in his day and wasn't too shabby at Supercross either. Big boy from down south. He'll put the shoulder into you if he needs to. Didn't need to there, though. Just got around Bondlinger and Stryker. So now he's up to third. Let's see if Stryker can strike back. No. First strike right here. Second strike. Another rider's gotten by him. Bondlinger. 3 strikes and he's out, or at least back to 6. But right now he's in 5th. So coming apart right now for Stryker as Mike Brown has the lead and is working on a perfect week. Even the most heralded vet riders, when they come here to Loretta's, usually have problems the first time out. The only guy I remember really coming here and just dialing it in right from the start was Doug Dubach, the doctor. And this is kind of a Dubach-like performance by Brown, a nearly flawless. I mean, we're talking some big hitters that have come in and run 6 motos here and able to make it perfect. But Mike Brown looking to become one of those. Looking for a couple of riders out here. Nate Ramsey, not the good start in this one. I think you're going to see him sneaking in. Yes, he's all the way on the outside of that berm, entering the 10 Commandments. Nate Dogg trying to show the kids that he coaches for KTM's Orange Brigade how to do it. That's by not giving up. Look at this battle right here. Tyler Livesay. Watch out. He's got Robbie Horton right here on the outside. Horton. Man, now we got to deal with all these shadows back there as well in those ruts. These are all things that the riders at the next level, Lucas Oil Pro Motocross, would have to deal with. Horton uncorks the triple and gets to the inside and makes easy work of Tyler Livesay. Horton is putting together a moto here. Didn't see much of him in the first couple. He went 11-6 in the first 2 motos. Where was this performance? Horton has gone right through these guys to second. Tyler Livesay doing the same. Livesay is going to be forced to the outside. Luke Bondlinger gets around him. So they've attacked Bondlinger and Stryker. Sorry, Bondlinger and Horton have attacked Livesay and Stryker. And Mike Brown has attacked everyone. Mike Brown probably going to leave here and try to find a local race to race tomorrow. Sunday. Probably something else he can race real quick. Looking for a Monday race he could probably get in on somewhere. A Tuesday race, maybe a night series out there.
Yeah, it is fair season still. So
yeah. Go by a Lawrence County Fair there in Ohio. I checked out a motocross race there a little earlier in the summer.
No kidding.
That's where my wife's from. Had to hang out with the in-laws when I was homeless.
No way.
Yeah, man.
You're only an hour from my house.
I know, but I have a feeling your house is an hour from anything.
No.
Not as remote as I thought?
No.
I thought you had the Tomlinson compound down there.
Oh, I do have the Tomlinson compound.
You got the Tomlin compound, okay.
I got the Tomlin compound, but I'm more than an hour from most things, but not Proctorville, Ohio.
Okay. Yeah, I had the ultimate cheap move, man. I sold a house, and before I closed on the other one, we just hung out at the in-laws for a couple weeks, so I got to save all my money.
Oh, honestly, I used to work for the company American Motorsports that started doing the Faircross Series races there back some 20 years ago, man. I mean, I've got a lot of history there, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way for some riders to get some ride time in during the summer. Mike Brown, he'll race you anytime, any place, anywhere, any type of racing. Surprised we haven't seen Mike Brown try some Supermoto yet. Oh, here's Stryker about to strike on him. Is that Cordovez on that lucky number 13? Cordovez started the week strong, man. Got third in the first moto, the fourth in Moto 2. Makes his title a bit of a stretch, and then a bad start here. Oh, there's Nate Dogg, number 25. Nathan Ramsey. Ramsey, the only eyewitness to Chad Reed's mysterious shoulder injury before the 2004 Supercross season, when Reed claims he dislocated his shoulder while playing pool. Not even in the pool, which would be tough to do. Travis Pastrana once said he dislocated his shoulder in the pool, and we thought that was ridiculous. But then a year later, Chad Reed dislocated his shoulder playing pool, and he said Nate Ramsey was the only witness. Nate backed it up. We'll never know. Some of the other teams probably wanted to go out there and maybe torture him a little bit, try to get a confession. Nate Ramsey, the only witness. They tried to break him down to the witness stand. He did not crack that ironclad case. Nate Ramsey's been at this for a long time, and now is the rider coach for the KTM Orange Brigade. But it's pretty funny having him and Brown, both 40-plus riders, duking it out in the 25-plus class. There's Stryker on the number 1. And Stryker's wife, her family, I believe, is the Hurd family that run the old Broome Tioga National Track up there in New York. But he was a working man, so he doesn't get to ride much. It's not like because he has access to that track that he's out there motoing down all the time. So pretty good run for Stryker. Probably going to be just short of a podium. You want to share my germs? You're crazy, George. I wouldn't do it if I were you. Now, I am upset. I haven't been the same since I think on Wednesday when Jimmy Albertson purchased a beautiful hamburger from the concession stand. And I said, no, you do not need to spend money buying me lunch. So I refused to eat it, and then it sat there. And there are third world countries out there. There are third world countries out there. You are torturing them. You're telling me to split this sandwich with you. But now I'm going to owe you money. I'm going to owe you money. You don't need to take care of me like this. See? She's a setup. This is a trap. As soon as I take one bite of that, she's going to be like, that's $7. That's exactly what Georgia does. Georgia Lindsay joining us, pit reporter for Lucas Oil Pro Motocross. And while she was looking at the program of upcoming motos here, she saw Junior 25, the Junior 25 plus class. And she's like, Junior, oh, they have 25cc motorcycles? They have a 25 class. She said, Junior 25. That's a 25. Well, Junior would conceivably be small bikes. So she saw Junior 25, and she thought they had a 25cc class. Less than a 50. For the 2-year-olds, yeah, half. Probably like a balance bike size machine with a 25cc engine. Maybe something you'd have in an RC car. Nitro powered. Man, that hamburger looks so good, George Lindsay. That looks so good. Looks so good. Watching the 45 of Vonlinger. Great ride for him. 5-2-2 are going to be hit. If it ends like this, Cordovez should end up on the podium. But Cordovez, by not winning this title, Kevin Kelly will be $1 richer. Because I believe Alex Hunter, the AMA, bet you not $100, $1? Oh, just the first moto. And he did not win the first moto. Did you get your $1? Wow. Whoa, yeah. Robbie Horton. Oh, off the track. Robbie Horton had dropped back. We had noticed that. That is the 13 of Cordovez. Now down as well. Wow, so that changes things in a hurry. Look, Cordovez and Horton battling it out. There was no need for this. Both these guys were further up. They both had mistakes and crashes. Now they got to duke it out for 7th place. Oh, that's a bummer for Cordovez. No such problems for Mike Brown. Hey, the benefactor there is going to be Seth Rarick, who's going to move up to 4th. Seth, part of Cooper Webb's crew down there in North Carolina. And since Seth goes riding and training with Cooper Webb and all of Gareth Swanepoel's guys on Yamaloop Star Racing Yamaha, he trains alongside them during the week. So if you're going to do all that riding and training, you might as well put that to work to use somewhere. So Seth Rarick comes back to the ranch to race 25 plus. Put in some fast lap times in the first moto. Told me he got a lot of arm pump, went backwards a bit, finished 4th. He's up to 4th now, thanks to the crash from Cordovez. But Mike Brown making mincemeat out of this 25 plus class. folks want some heavy weekend reading, speaking of Mike Brown, I'm going to throw a plug in. Go to racerxonline.com. We got a really cool story, the oral history of Mike Brown's 2001 125 championship. He, Grant Langston, and yes, the Travis Pastrana. They gave us the full rundown of one of the wildest, maybe the wildest championship season ever in AMA Motocross. Mike Brown managing to win the title over Langston and Pastrana. And the story pretty much starts as Pastrana having fun with these guys and battling, and then it devolves into Brown taking out Langston, Langston taking out Brown, Brown taking out Langston, Langston taking out Brown, Brown taking out Langston, Langston taking out Brown, fighting. He took me out, I took him out. He said something about me, I said something about him. So check it out on Racer X. We call it Racer X long form. It's a long story, but one you'll want to read about Mike Brown winning titles. Here's Nate Ramsey all over the 45 of Luke Vollinger. Wow, I would have never thought Ramsey could get all the way up to second by the time this moto is over. But he's on the verge. Hey, Jimmy, look out the window, man. Look out there. Look what's going on. Wow, just keep looking.
Oh, Wygant. He's trying to eat the burger that I offered him, but he doesn't want me to know that he's eating the burger because he doesn't want to feel like he has to pay me. I'll invoice for you for that later.
He figured it out. That's probably at least $2 worth of burger right there. Hold on to your phone, Jimmy. Nate Ramsey makes the move. Pay attention, Arch Brigade kids. That's how it's done. Not giving up. Nate Ramsey with a bad start. Vollinger trying to hold him on the inside. Ramsey's got him. Coming across the line all the way up to second. Man, Ramsey has 17th in that second moto. So no real chance of an overall podium here, even with all these passes. Ramsey's a good dude, man. An interesting story there. He's got that Supercross title. But Vollinger, not impressed by any of that. Says, I want to beat this dude. Oh! Ramsey piles into the mechanics area. So Vollinger kept the heat on, and it cracked. The number 25, he goes down on that massive, as Kevin Kelly is calling them, braking jump down on the inside, and Nate Dogg foiled again. Wow. Did all that work to go from about 10th to 2nd, only to crash back. I don't even know where these guys are now. That could put Rarick in 3rd, I believe. So Seth Rarick headed potentially to the podium. So good job by him. Nice guy out of upstate New York, Rarick. And was running 4th. Ramsey crashes. That should put Seth Rowe on the box. And I'll sort it out. I'm going to head down to the podium. But, Jimmy, keep your eyes on the racetrack. Do not look behind you. Oh, there's the replay. Keep watching that, please.
Here's Lucas Oil replay on what happened with Nate Ramsey. Just coming around that signboard, trying to hold it on a little bit longer than Vollinger. And getting on the brakes, it looks like his front end just started to wash, and it came right over one of those braking bumps. And he already had the bars turned, getting ready to lay over. It just off-settled the bike. Nate Ramsey going down with 2 laps to go on this one and giving up that number 2 spot to Luke Vollinger. Vollinger been having a couple good runs in a row here. Going 5th in the first moto, then 2nd in moto number 2. And it looks like he's going to follow this one up with a 2nd as well. But the man to beat right now at Loretta's is the number 30 of Mike Brown, former 125cc outdoor national champion. And he's showing us why. Have another nice little another amateur number 1 plate. A couple of them to hang next to that outdoor pro motocross championship. Probably not too far of a drive home for old Brownie. Living up there by the Muddy Creek area. So Tennessee native here, gonna go and sweep it. A sweep on the weekend on his last lap. All he has is about one more run through that 10 Commandments section. And he is going to go perfect on the weekend. A 1-1-1 in the plus 25 class and a 1-1-1 in the plus 40 class. You know, it would have been really cool to see Robbie Raynard out there battling out with Mike Brown. I'm sure they've had some battles throughout the year as well, but not going to be able to see that this year. Maybe we'll see if Robbie Raynard can't get out there, start training for next year, but I think he's going to need more than a 125 two-stroke to take on Brownie. Maybe not if it rains. If it downpours, I could see Robbie maybe doing it in the mud, because that guy, he can ride some serious mud. A lot of skill on the bike, but right now, Mike Brown doesn't even look like he's even trying really all weekend. He's got such a fluent riding style. Doesn't even look like he's working very hard. So he's going to go on and take one last launch into our sand sweeper. And he has got one more corner to go, folks, until he is going to grab another #1 plate on the weekend. Everybody in the grandstands over there, get loud for your winner, number 30 on the Rockstar Husqvarna, Mike Brown, one hand in the air. And now he is going to be cruising down to that podium while the rest of the guys are finishing it up. And it looks like Volinger is going to end up coming across the line in second place. So Volinger is going to take second overall in the championship with a 5.22. And Miguel Corvez, he is going to be going 3.43 for third overall. So our top three in this moto, Brown, Volinger, and Cordovez, are going to be top three in our championship as well. And your #1 plate holder, Michael Stryker, is going to end up fourth overall in this one, sixth in the moto. So #1 next year should be changed into #4 for Michael Stryker, but Mike Brown, he is going to be down on the Race Tech podium, and Jason's going to grab a word with him.
Well, as our man Davey Coombs says every year in these age classes, when you get some of these ex-pros in here, you're going to have guys you heard of, but they're all going to have their hands full with some guy you have not. So this was the guy to hold that role this week. He was right in the hunt the whole time. Let's hear it for Miguel Cordovez. A lot of big-name pros out here back in the day, and you held your own right against them each time.
Yeah, I was just doing my best, trying my hard, and having fun out there. Track is really gnarly, but I'm just so blessed I made it, and so happy to be up here for the second time this week.
Hey, did I see you go down in that moto?
Oh yeah, I went down in the 10 Commandments pretty hard, but luckily my bike didn't stall in anything. I get going pretty fast.
Who do you want to thank, Miguel?
All right, there's just so many people. I want to thank my brother who worked so hard this week. He had to rebuild my motor 2 times this week just to make it to the next moto. Thank you, brother. Everybody at Ruthless, Pro Action, Florida, thank you very much for the killer setup and my suspension. The Hasnach family, thank you very much for letting us train at their facility. My mom, my dad, my girlfriend, and all my family and my friends back home in Ecuador. Gracias, mijines.
Yeah, let's hear it from Miguel Cordovez. Awesome job all week. Awesome. Looking for a second place finisher. Crazy moto. This guy was giving these guys all they can handle. Great run for Luke Vonlinger. All right, Luke, man, you got the lead for a brief amount and all that. You were going good.
Yeah, finally got a decent start and tried to hang up there, but this old guy, he puts the shame on us, so it is what it is. I'll take second behind him. He's a legend.
That's cool. Who do you want to thank, Luke?
I'd like to thank Tylube, Honda, Buddy Brooks, Tom's Aunt Racing, VBMX Schools, Yoshimura 60, Dragon, Atlas, Shift, Evans, Recluse, Sycra, Brian McDonald at PRL, Kiesler Tool and Machine, my boss, he actually paid for my sign-up and all that, so that was pretty cool. I ran the number 45 for my grandpa. He passed away like 3 weeks ago, so this one's definitely for him.
That's cool. That's really cool. Let's hear it for Luke Mondlinger taking second. All right. A little emotional there. This guy came back to the ranch. He's come. He has seen. He has conquered. He has the gold medal again, and now the championship in the 25+. Not bad for a guy that's about 20 years older than that. Let's hear it for Mike Brown. You're the only guy crazy enough to have said here earlier, Motos, it'd be interesting if I didn't get a whole shot, see what happens. And I don't know if that was on purpose, but that's what happened.
It wasn't on purpose, it never is. But, no, it was good to get a start like that just to see where I was. You know, sometimes you do get starts, and it's easy because it's been pretty muddy all week. But today was a good track to race on, and I didn't get the start that I've been getting. So it was good for me and to see where I was standing and to get a start like I did. You know, these guys are fast, and I just kind of got to the lead in this road. You know, I didn't want to do nothing crazy to crash because the track is rough and rutted out there. So I was just taking my time and getting around the track.
Are you glad you came? Obviously, the results are good, but did you enjoy your week? Did you have fun?
Oh, for sure. You know, the main thing is being around all the kids, the team here, Rockstar, Husqvarna, my mechanic Scott, Murphy, Jordan, and all these guys, and it makes you feel like a kid again. Like I said, when you pull in the gate out here, you feel young, and, you know, I'm glad to be here. You know, 45 years old, to be supported by this team here is a great thing.
Who do you want to thank, Mike?
Husqvarna, mechanic Scott, Rockstar, you know, all the mechanics at Husqvarna, Bell Helmets, Dunlop, FXR Gear, Henson, Bellray, Oakley, Alpine Star, and, you know, just for everybody for coming out. You know, I've gotten a lot of crap on the internet. I always get on there and check it out, but shouldn't be here. But what are we supposed to do when we get old? We still got to race something, and I still love it, and I ain't here to, you know, take nobody's title. If they want it, they can have it. It's here for everybody, so it's good to be here.
All right, Mike Brown, well said. Let's hear it for our champion of the 25+ class, Mike Brown.
Great job, Mike. Congratulations.
There is Kip Bigelow from the American Motorcyclists Association to hand over the 25+ #1 plate, and we will celebrate. Also got that gold Bell helmet for all the Bell Helmets riders that win championships.